Hi there and welcome to the UkeStuff channel and welcome to a tutorial for the play-along videos of Won't You Be My Neighbor, the song that was made famous on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood by Fred Rogers. And I grew up on this song. Really, I intended to make this play-along first when the documentary about Fred Rogers came out, and then a little bit later when the Tom Hanks movie came out, and I actually had it done but just never pushed it out. So here I'm finally pushing out that video to you. Today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the chords you need, and there are a bunch for GCEA ukulele, which is soprano concert, tenor ukulele. Then we'll look at the chords you need for baritone DGBE ukulele. And then we'll just talk just a little bit about strumming because there's really no right answer. Also, if you'd like the chords to this song as they appear in this song, you can find those at ukestuff.com. There'll be a link in the description below, or you can search for it on ukestuff.com. UkeStuff is a collaborator with this site. All right, let's take a look at the chords you need for GCEA ukulele. I'll be playing this horse ukulele. It's their Sapele version. It's their HUK-23C concert laminate Sapele ukulele. There are a bunch of chords here, so let's go. The first chord is the F chord, then the E minor 7, then the D minor 7, so you play the D minor chord, which most people can do, but then you add your pinky on where you normally play the C chord. That's your D minor 7. Then your G7, C7. Now leave your finger there for our next chord, which is the E flat chord. What you're going to do is put your first finger on the first string, first fret, and then what I do is I'm going to try to bar strings 4, 3, and 2 at the 3rd fret with just my ring finger, my 3rd finger. That works best for me. Some people will want to try to put fingers 2, 3, and 4 in a row on strings 4, 3, and 2 on that 3rd fret and then put their first finger up. That might work for you, but for me, that partial bar chord generally works best. Then we'll have the G minor chord, and then one of the diminished 7 chords that we're going to use. This one is the E diminished 7, which is just strings 1 and 3 at the 1st fret on the top. Then your D minor 7 flat 5. Now it's not as hard as it looks or hard as it seems. The secret here is to put your first finger on the 4th string, 1st fret, 2nd finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, 3rd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then just add your pinky where the C chord would be. That's your D minor 7 flat 5 chord. Then you've got your C chord, thank goodness, something easy. Then your F add 9, where you're just going to put your first finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. Then we have the D minor chord. Then the C diminished 7 chord. Now there are a number of ways you could play the diminished chords. I use all 4 fingers. So with these 4-finger diminished chords, or all 4 strings are no longer open, basically I put my first finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the 2nd string 2nd fret, then 3rd finger on the 3rd string 3rd fret, and pinky on the 1st string 3rd fret. So I kind of stagger them like that. And that's the easiest way for me to make those chords. The next chord is the D diminished 7 chord. Everything is the same except slid up 1 fret. So the first finger plays the 4th string 1st fret, the 2nd finger plays the 2nd string 1st fret, then 3rd finger plays the 3rd string 2nd fret, and the pinky plays the 1st string 2nd fret. That's the D diminished 7. We have our A minor chord, another time to breathe easy, and then the C major 7. And that whole stack of chords are all the chords you need for Won't You Be My Neighbor on GCEA soprano concert or tenor ukulele. For baritone DGBE ukulele, I'll be using my mainland baritone. It has a cedar top and rosewood back and sides. The first chord is the F chord. When you have a bar chord, again, what you're going to want to do is, in this case, take your first finger, put it across strings 1 and 2 really near the metal fret, not on it, but right behind it, and then use your thumb to stabilize it while pulling against the fretboard. That should close off those strings pretty easily. My thumb isn't even attached yet. Add add your thumb just for some extra strength, and then add the other two fingers, and you've got your F chord. Then you have your E minor 7, nothing on the left hand at all. The D minor 7, which is like part of an F chord. The G7 chord. The A7 chord, a full bar chord. You're going to bar strings 1, 2, 3, and 4, all at the 2nd fret near the metal fret, but not on it. Pull against the fretboard so you can get it cut off. Again, I'm not even using my thumb yet, but I'm going to add my thumb to just get a little extra control, and then I'm going to play the 1st string 3rd fret with my 2nd finger. That's your A7 chord. Then we're going to have the E flat chord, and there's a couple ways to do it. You can bar the 3rd fret just like we did the 2nd fret, then put the 2nd finger on the 2nd string 4th fret and the 3rd finger on the 4th string 4th fret. That would work for E flat, or you can play sort of like the D chord, 1st finger on the 3rd string 3rd fret, 2nd finger on the 1st string 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the 2nd string 4th fret, and then the pinky on the 4th string, that would be your 5th fret. Another way to play that E flat chord if you want to. Then you've got your G minor chord, partial bar chord covering strings 1, 2, and 3 at the 3rd fret. It's your G minor chord. Then our E diminished 7. I like playing diminished chords with all 4 fingers. You can do a bar as well, but I like using all 4 fingers. So 4th string, 2nd fret with the 1st finger. 2nd finger goes on the 2nd string 2nd fret. 3rd finger goes on the 3rd string 3rd fret. And pinky goes on the 1st string 3rd fret. That's your E diminished 7. Then we're going to have a D minor 7 flat 5. Sounds way harder than it actually is. You're going to partial bar chord, strings 1, 2, and 3 at the 1st fret. That's your D minor 7 flat 5. Then your C chord. The next chord is the F add 9. So instead of just playing the F chord, which of course you could do if you needed to, but we're going to put our 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the 4th string, 3rd fret, and then we're going to add our pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. That's your F add 9. Now your C7 chord, you're going to play your normal C chord. With that, you're going to add the 3rd finger on the 3rd string 3rd fret and pinky on the 1st string 3rd fret. Then the D minor chord. So our next chord is going to be the C diminished 7 chord, another 4-finger diminished chord. So the 1st finger is going to go on the 4th string 1st fret. The 2nd finger is going to go on the 2nd string 1st fret. 3rd finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret, and pinky on the 1st string 2nd fret. That's your C diminished 7 chord. The next chord is the D diminished 7. It's one of our 2-finger diminished chords. You're going to put the 1st finger on the 3rd string 1st fret and 2nd finger on the 1st string 1st fret. D diminished 7. Then we're going to have our A minor chord. The next chord is really the trickiest one, I think, of the whole song. It's a C major 7. You're going to play your C chord. And I try to move as far down as I can to the metal frets, especially on baritone. It's really a stretch for me. Then you have to play with your 3rd finger the 1st string 3rd fret. That's still the C chord. But then to add that major 7, you now have to play and cleanly play the 3rd string 4th fret while keeping the pressure on all those strings. It's really tricky to get to that grasp. It's hard enough to do it on soprano, concert, tenor, even harder on baritone. It's something that you're going to want to practice. There is an easier C major 7, which would be at the 5th fret. 5th fret, you bar all 4 strings, and then with your 3rd finger, you play the 1st string 7th fret. But you may not be able to jump to that in time either. So ultimately, if you're playing the C major 7 and you don't get that 7th in, it's okay too. But that is the final chord of these many chords you need for baritone DGBE on Won't You Be My Neighbor. Now let's just talk strumming a little bit on this song. Let's get it out there. The main instrument used on this song is piano, and it's jazz piano, and the ukulele just can't play all the tones that you hear in the song. So Ultimately, what you have is what I figured out that is as close as I can get to what the actual song is, and it's never truly going to sound like the original song. So just make sure that that's clear. The first thing you could do is just play a down strum on each chord of the song. That would work. And here's what the intro would sound like, just the first four chords. The second thing you could do is kind of a shuffle, and you go down, down, up, where it was applicable. The final thing you could try to do is to pick a little bit and try to replicate the piano sounds that you hear. And it really doesn't matter what pattern you're using there. Now, ultimately, you do what works for you. If you know the song and you like the song, you'll play around with it and see what works best for you. I know that's a really terrible suggestion, but it's really the way that ukulele has to be, is finding out what works for you. So ultimately, no matter what you do with the strumming, it will work with the song, because again, you're never going to absolutely replicate what you hear on the piano. All right, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope you're having a great day, and I will be back soon with some more Uke stuff for you.